Hi guys, this is Meleah from Mustard Tree Market. How are you this Valentine's evening? I'm the creator and coach over here at Mustard Tree Market, also a brand ambassador for Dixie Belle Paint Company, and I'm a brand ambassador for Would You Bin Moldings. And I am on here tonight to show you guys, as promised. I came on earlier and just started painting it. It was really boring. So I'm going to show you guys like actually the next steps to making this grungy and romantic, vintage, patina kind of look on a brand, well not brand, but a fairly new piece of furniture. If you see the post on my page here, you'll see this piece before, and it had a nice clean, good, decent condition wood finish. It's a fairly newer piece, it's not vintage or old, so I'm wanting to give it a super aged look. So, oh gosh, it's a monster. But this will give you a little sneak peek of where we're going, like over here. So we've got a really distressed, grungy, romantic, aged, kind of a patina look. And then on the sides, I'm keeping it a little simpler on the colors, but I'm going to show you the same distressed finish that I call romantic grunge. And it's going to kind of give us a patina look when we're finished here. So this was absolutely a newer piece of furniture, and it's about to look super old, and I kind of want to show you the steps to get there. All right, guys, let's start with... So my base coat here, just so you know, was Dixie Belle's Mint Julep. And that's all I put on here so far. I cleaned it with White Lightning, went straight in with Mint Julep. Hey Cheryl, yay, yay. And it's totally, I just did kind of slapped on a couple coats of this just to make sure none of the wood was coming through, because it is a nice, smooth, clean finished piece of wood, and when it pops through, it's gonna look, it would look not very good. It wouldn't look very authentic. So I just slapped a couple coats on, and then I've made a couple of my own homemade waxes that I'm gonna use. One of them, and then I've got my Easy Peasy spray wax. Hey from Portugal. Hey Fatima, I think I said your name right, hopefully. My first wax that I'm using for this, if you guys missed my Dixie Belle Live, I showed you how I made these, but this is just Easy Peasy spray wax, and it's just up to this far basically on the little container. And then I drop in probably like a less than a half teaspoon of mint julep and tree frog green. That's how I got this kind of a bright patina turquoisey color. So this is what I'm going to start with, and I'll kind of show you where I'm going. And I'm going to try to hit mostly like the edges and corners and cracks and crevices with this. And so first I spray my Easy Peasy spray wax on, which is a Dixie Belle product as well. This kind of like seals up that first layer and kind of gives me some playability with my embellishments. Hey Erin, how are you? Thanks for joining me. All right guys, so I'm just gonna hit my little edges here. Hopefully you can kind of see, hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I hit my edges and I kind of pull it down in some spots. And we're going to kind of mess this all up, so I'm not going to try to make this super perfect or be really critical about it. But I'm going to hit kind of areas that you would think patina might naturally fall, which would be like, woo, not like that. It would be kind of in these little cracks and crevices, along the corners, definitely in these little creases where the woods meet. And I kind of just pull it down because you want it to look like it naturally would have occurred. And then we're going to be messing this up, guys, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. Hey Terry. All right, so we're gonna spray this down. Make sure you give it a little squirt of the Easy Peasy spray wax as you're using the colored waxes that you create. And it'll help you be able to, you know, of course, be able to move it some like that, as well as you can take a shop towel with a squirt of Easy Peasy spray wax and remove it like an eraser if you got it somewhere you didn't want it to go. So you always want to kind of spray it up with the Easy Peasy first. And I kind of just, for this look, now this is a different kind of finish, so normally this is not how I would use my colored waxes, but this is a different kind of finish. So I'm just literally hitting kind of the cracks and wiping it back. I don't know if you can tell how that's looking. Hey Trish, hey Tish, sorry. Hey Deb. Hopefully you guys can see the contrast there of what's going on. I'm using Easy Peasy spray wax mixed with a little bit of tree frog green and mint julep is how I created this. Hopefully you can see down here. Thank you for the hearts. Let's see, I might pull it just a little bit down because I want you to be able to see what I'm doing down here. There we go. And I'm gonna hit these for sure, all these nooks and crannies. And I'm gonna kind of just rub it back with my finger. I definitely want to hit across that because that would definitely be where patina would go and form naturally. Kind of rub it in. Happy Valentine's Day, guys. Happy Valentine's Day. All right, we're gonna go down to the leg areas. We're gonna spritz those with the Easy Peasy spray wax. And we're gonna definitely hit anywhere that the woods come together and meet. And the edges, any cracks and crevices. And we're going to carry it over on this side here. And for this particular finish, we don't really care too much about where exactly these colored waxes are going. In other cases, I would care more. But on this particular finish, we're not going to stress it because you'll see why. I'm going to be doing, because see how this whole color right here looks way too clean, right? Even if I was to add dark waxes and grunge out the sides, I still wanted an even more decrepit look because this piece is so smooth and it just looks too new, even if you grunged it out with the wax. Hey Amber, hey Kelly. So we are going to do what I call a Voodoo wash, which is a wash made out of stain, the Voodoo gel stains specifically. Yeah, I hit all the edges of these feet here because that's definitely where patina would go naturally. All right, so we've got a good dose of the green, kind of where patina would form. And if you find an area that's not very smoothed out, you can spray it again with Easy Peasy spray wax and you can blend it in better even. That's why you always spray first, so it gives you that ability to mess with it after it's there and it won't just stick there. Get some playability. All right, I think that looks about the way I want it to look. All right, now, couldn't have picked a better night to do romantic grunge on Valentine's. Yes, you're right. That's so true, so true. You guys, pass this along to anybody you think that might want to see this romantic look tonight. I appreciate that. All right, so the next one we're going to use is another wax that I made out of the Easy Peasy spray wax. Again, it's just like up to here. And then I drop in just like a half teaspoon of flamingo, Dixie Belle's flamingo color, to make this kind of almost a neon orange, basically. And then I just use an artist brush for these applications. Kind of wipe it back. Thank you, Amber. And then I'm just gonna hit my edges with this. And I can spray more easy peasy if it needs to be spread more, but you will see how cool when you get creative with your colored waxes, how interesting, how much interest it adds to the piece. So hopefully you guys can try to pull you in as good as I can, because I want you to see what I'm doing. Can you see it? Can you see it? Okay, there we go. All right, I think that's as good as it gets right there. Hopefully you can see. So I'm putting this little bit of that flamingo wax on, and it's kind of a little tacky. So I'm going to spray some Easy Peasy spray wax, and that's going to give me the playability to kind of move it around. What it also does is it makes spots. So I don't know if you can see that. As I come over here, maybe you'll be able to see it more. So once you put down some waxes, since the Easy Peasy spray wax is going to want to pull back wax that's on there, once you do this and it gets a little bit tacky and dry, if you just mist it with the Easy Peasy spray wax, it's going to give you some like holes in the wax, which just really looks authentic for this kind of a look. So I'll try to show you that. So if you go like that, and you get it a little bit tacky, and then kind of mist it, and then just barely touch it. And you're not gonna be able to see it as well there. Let's see if you can see it over the green a little bit better. You may be able to see it. And you wouldn't think that this would be a good combination, right? You wouldn't think, why in the world would you put orange wax on that? But it looks really natural when it's done. It really does. There we go. And you can also spray your brush with the Easy Peasy spray wax like that. Hey Angela, hey Chris, hey Daisy. And that's gonna smear it and give you another way to smear it too. And I like to have kind of a pop, like harsh edge, like so like that, you know? You can kind of see how it's bright right there. So I'll make it a little bit bright just on the edge corners, and then I'll like want it to be blendedy as it goes down. See what I mean? Mist it with the Easy Peasy spray wax. And you're going to kind of see it give a little bit of holes. It's going to separate. See how it's doing right there? And the more you do, the more you spray it, the more it's going to kind of do that. And something about rubbing it with your finger, it just separates it and it smears it in a way that no tool can, to give it the most like authentic aged look, I think. So we're not stressing too much about this though, because we're gonna go over it with the whole thing. Thank you, Christine. Hey, Crystal. Hey, Karen. All right, now, I wish you could see the holes on this side. Maybe you can. It's really hard to see over there, but. All right, I'll pull you guys in at the very end and let you see all this. I'm gonna keep rolling so I can show you that next Voodoo wash phase, because you guys have seen me do some of this before. If you follow me, you've seen me do these colored waxes and this kind of stuff. So I want to show you my Voodoo wash. So I'm gonna get this on here. I feel like everything takes me a long time, so I always feel like when I'm live that I need to rush because everything takes me longer than the average human. I'm not a fast painter. You always want to hit your little cracks and nooks, and with the orange or whatever wax, I'm just hitting little spots. I'm not going over it all the way like I did with the patina. Like the green wax, I went all the way across. With this, I'm just hitting little areas. It's like the intense areas or something. That's my thought process. Kind of hit some little spots on the bottom of the foot. I don't know if you can see that down there very well. What are you doing? Just came on. Hey, Renee. I am using some colored waxes, and I'm about to do a Voodoo wash, which is a stain wash, to make a really romantic grunge, aged, textury looking finish on a piece that's not even that old. It's like a pretty newer piece of furniture. And so I decided to challenge myself to make it look super old. There's really no rhyme or reason. I'm just deciding where to put it. So where I think that it might look good being a little bit more intense against the green. There we go. And like I said, you can spray your brush with the Easy Peasy spray wax, and that'll help you kind of move it around. I hope you can see down there. It's gonna be so low. Coming back up here. I'm coming back up, I promise. All right, so I'm using this orange wax that I made out of Easy Peasy spray wax and some Flamingo, Dixie Belle's Flamingo, to create kind of this bright, almost neon orange wax. And I'm putting all this on first, and then I'm gonna do my wash, because my wash is gonna like smear this all out and it'll look good. Whoa. Whoa. See, and so that spot's not where I want it. So if you just put some Easy Peasy spray wax on it or on your shop towel, you can wipe it back like it never was there. It's like an eraser. All right. I think that that's pretty good. Pretty good. You can always add some more in later too, but we're gonna get it moving. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with my wash. Now what I did for my wash is I'm using the some good old-fashioned water, H2O, and the Dixie Belle's Voodoo Gel Stain and Tobacco Road. So the Tobacco Road is kind of a barnwood, kind of a brown, and the Dixie Belle Voodoo gel stains are water-based, so you can actually go in and you can make a wash out of them because they are water-based. I forgot to do this in here. I'll put this for you guys. I'm going to drop my little URL in here too. And this is where you can get all of these. So the whole recipe, and you can have them shipped to your door, or you can find a local retailer if you've got a local retailer. They have a search engine in there where you can find your local retailer. So you can get these and try this look out because it's super pretty. You guys are gonna love it. All right, so I use probably, I need to make some more. I use probably about, not quite, probably almost a teaspoon of this, I would say. And then I just poured some water from my good old-fashioned water bottle. Let's see. And pour some water in this. And then I'm going to, yeah, it's probably enough. I might just want a little bit more Voodoo gel stain now. I'm just going to put a little bitty bit because I already got some in here. It's probably about a teaspoon total. And I have no idea how much water. Not even a fourth of a cup, not even. And then, of course I get it on the side. And then you're gonna wanna mix it up because it definitely needs to be mixed up. It'll just kind of sit there, but it is water-based and it will dissolve into the water. And if you're doing this for a long time, it will settle to the bottom and you will have to stir it up and mix it again. But you kind of want it the consistency of like, I don't know if you can see that there. Yeah, you can see that pretty good. So that's the consistency. So it's definitely watery. It's just got a little bit of the gel stain in it. Yeah, it just looks kind of like dirty water. Okay. Now you want to use, I like using a chip brush for this because you want it to be streaky, okay? You want it to be streaky, and this is going to give you that old look. Because so now, even though I'm grunging out the sides and I'm adding, I can add dark wax in, it's still going to have this stark center that's super, super clean, right? And we don't want that. We're trying to make it look super old and authentic and grungy, and it's sat out in the weather and stuff. So we're going to use a chip brush to give us the streaks. We're going to just dip it in. Dip it in the Voodoo wash and kind of push it back so it's not like pouring all over the place. And you're just going to start on the corner and go down. Sometimes you'll get little chunks of Voodoo gel stain because mine's been sitting here for a while. Well, that's awesome. Sometimes you'll get some little sticklers because I've had mine sitting here all day. So keep dipping, and you gotta kind of move fast. And you kind of want those streaks. So you're gonna pull it up, and you're gonna pull it down. Up and down. You're gonna kind of move fast because you're gonna see it start to drip, and we don't really want drips per se. We want kind of a old look, but we're not trying to make like a super drippy thing. They'll have a little bit, and that's okay. But we're just dipping, and then we're kind of pulling it back on the side. And I'm doing it right over what I just did, all that work I did on these edges and such. I'm just gonna let that run and smear into the Voodoo wash, as we're calling it, because it's gonna look really good. It's gonna look more like patina because it's gonna kind of pull it down. Because Easy Peasy Spray Wax is also water-based wax. So it's literally just gonna all start kind of running in a sense. And it's gonna look neat. It's like magic, magic, magic. And this is a different, like you can't get this the same way with like a paint wash. It needs to be this because it's gonna help that wax to run. And I'm gonna carry it over here on the side a little bit because I'm doing this kind of like merging side thing over here. Trying to kind of like make that blend into the front finish. So I don't want a ton of that. I'm blending it to the front, but I need a little bit. Okay, and then we're gonna pull it up on the bottom if you see any crazy drips like that, because that's gonna happen. And it's okay if some of them sit down there. I just don't want crazy drips. So then dip it in again, wipe it back. Hey, Lynn. And now on the bottom, hopefully you can see this okay. I'm just gonna pull it down, and pull it up. Like continue it across my feet, continue it across the bottom. Make sure not to forget your insides of your legs. Whoa, one of my hairs, awesome. All right, so see what's happening right here? Can you tell that? There is some drippy thing kind of happening. So I want to pull that out. So I just did that. Sometimes when you do that, you're going to get a little bit of a streaky right there, and that's okay. I'd rather have a little streaky right there than have that drip in the middle, because it just doesn't look real like I'm wanting it to look. And I'm okay if some of this kind of pools down in here. It's going to look, just help my grunge out. And as you kind of like do this a little bit, once it's kind of starting to dry, it's going to give you a little bit of texture. So I kind of do that over my like bright areas, and it's going to kind of like help all that to run and look really cool. And then I want it all to stop. Okay, so if I just leave this here, whoa, you guys fell. Hopefully you can see that though. That's kind of a good angle. Okay, so if I left this, it's gonna continue to run. You're gonna start to see spots do crazy stuff. So I'm gonna dry it with a heat gun. You can use a blow dryer, but something, you wanna stop it, okay? Because since it is stain, it's not paint, and this isn't raw wood, it's gonna like wanna continue to run. So kind of stop the crazy by doing that. And then once you kind of start getting it dry, you can kind of see where you're at. So I think I want a little bit more on the top, a little bit more grunge look. So I'm gonna grab a little bit more, and I'm just gonna grab just real light hand. I'm barely having any weight to my hand at all. And I just want a little bit more, okay? And I'm not even pulling this all the way down. I'm kind of wanting it to look like, you know how dirt would kind of accumulate this way. And then I might just want a little bit down here. Not so much over there. And have a shop towel ready so that you can kind of stop crazy things from happening. Whoa. Make sure to keep them up and down. You don't want your streaks to go weird ways, because that looks weird, right? That wouldn't be normal. Okay, so see what's happening right here? It's starting to kind of drippy down. So I don't want major drippage. So I'm gonna kind of like do that. So it looks more streaky, less drippy. really, really light hand because I'm liking that texture. Okay, so now I'm going to stop it. So I like that look, so I'm going to dry it as quick as I can. I'm liking where that's at. On top. There we go. That is giving me the look that I'm wanting. And it's making the color parts run. I'm hoping you can see this, guys. Jeez Louise. Hoping you can see that. Does that help? Kind of dark. Okay. Then I'm going to go down here and I see some major drips going on. So I'm just kind of like stop those drips from being so crazy. And I'm going to hit it with my heat gun to kind of stop that because I like the look down there now. How much you're using now? Yes, Kelly. So we're doing what I'm calling a Voodoo wash. So to get this like mint julep to look all aged and dirty and old, I'm just using the Voodoo gel stain, Dixie Belle's Voodoo gel stain and Tobacco Road, the color Tobacco Road. And I just did like a teaspoon of it with like less than 1/4 of a cup of water and mixed it up really good to create this like wash. And I'm using a chip brush to kind of streak it down with a real light hand, a dry brush. And then I'm like letting these strips, these little streakies stay here to create like a really good textured-y old look. And the heat gun's going to stop the process so that it doesn't continue to keep dripping. And I kind of need to carry it over here a little bit to my front. I'm just blending this to my front finish. Hope I'm not in your way. All right, I think had a little hair there. All right, so I'm hoping you guys can see this. I'm gonna try to like see if I can't slide you up here as much as I can. Oh, hope you don't fall. Can you see that look? Yeah, you can see that. So that's kind of what I'm going for. I'm wanting that dirty look. That's old. Looking awesome. Did you just use one color as your base or any blended? Tony, I did just one color, just mint julep. Just mint julep. And then when I did all these colored waxes, so I'm using this green wax that I made and this orange wax that I made. And when you do that, and then you do the Voodoo gel wash, the Voodoo wash over it. Let's see if I can't show you here. See this over here, how these look? It makes it like, it just kind of pulls it, makes it start running, and it really starts to look authentically old. So I'm going to keep going now. So the next step, now I've got the wash on, that's as dirty as we want it to get. And then now we're going to go in and add the actual like grunge to it. Now that the center looks dirty enough. And I use like a natural bristled, thank you Tish, like a natural bristled artist brush. And now I'm gonna go ahead and put my Voodoo gel stain just straight on. I'm about out of this bottle. But the Voodoo Gel Stained Tobacco Road, we're going to stick with that color. It's almost gone, so I'm going to pour it out. But put it on a plate. Okay, just put a little bit on a plate. It's the easiest way. And then I'm going to use my Easy Peasy spray wax again and spray my little artist brush. And I'm just going to get a very little tiny bit. So I'm going to dab it off on the sides, okay? I know you can't see me, but I hope you can see the piece better. And now I'm going to just hit my edges, which you can't see that edge. So let me pull you up a little bit. I'll work this whole area here. All right. Now we're going to go in and we're going to just hit the edge, the absolute edge, to dirty it up, because it looks funny that it's just a bright, clean edge. Now that we've got it all dirty and grunged. So you literally are just hitting your edge, and then you're going to kind of pull some of that back over where we've done our colored stuff. So we're going to squirt it a little bit with the Easy Peasy, and you're going to see some separation and some holes that that wax is going to give, and that's awesome. So we're just kind of like dirtying up the normal way that I would grunge out. Now, a little bit more of my Voodoo Gel Stain, and we're just going to dirty up these edges. I'm going to pull a little bit over this color here. Pull it down just a little bit. Pull it back just a little bit. And then I missed it. And then let's go ahead and hit some of my cracks and crevices. With the Voodoo Gel Stained Tobacco Road. I never want it to look like it's just a perfect triangle, because that's weird. So I kind of just do whatever. Let it kind of do its thing. Always kind of hit your cracks and crevices, because that's where the dirt goes, yo. We purchased a little table from Harbor Freight, and it's wonderful to lift a piece up while you're painting on it. Yeah, that's actually a really good idea. Although this piece weighs roughly 250 pounds. It's huge. So I don't know if it would work with this one. It's like almost 6 foot tall. It's the craziest dresser ever, guys. Ever. I do want one of those things though. All right, let's see here if we can get that grunged up over here. You just kind of let it be dirty and grungy, okay? It doesn't need to be all smooth and blendedy, because it's dirt, right? It's dirt. And I'll show you after we do this how cool it looks when you spray a little bit of that Easy Peasy and let it kind of create some holes in the finish. So I'm not wanting to cover up all of my color, although I can always come back with a little bit more color if I lose too much of it. But I'm just trying to dirty it up. And then you spray it. And let it sit there a second, and it should create some holes. You can kind of wipe it a little bit, but it kind of does some fun things. And let's see here. Let's pull some of this grunge down here a little bit. Now, if you want to speed it up a little, kind of just really lightly, just kind of like wipe across it with your brush. You'll see it kind of pull some of those holes, is what I call them. So see how it's kind of got some of this little separation going? It's neat. You can see it right there, see? Smear it up a little bit. Those are the things that make it look real, you know? So even though it's like bright, weird colors, it looks real. 500-pound capacity, awesome, awesome, good to know. Looks beautiful. Hello from Missouri. Hey, Penny. Yes, Penny. Hi, guys. All right. Yeah, if you're local in Missouri, the Painted Branch in Belton is my local Dixie Belt retailer. And if you aren't here, you can click on my little URL I've got pinned there. You can find your local retailer, or you can always order there from me and have it shipped directly to you. So I'm spraying my little brush now, and I'm dabbing it off on me just because I like to kind of give it even more. Ooh, there we go. I just like what's going on here. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. I'm just pushing it to go a little farther. So I don't know if you can see that very good, but sometimes you can see it better when it's dark like that. I don't know. But it looks cool. It's kind of hard to see when it's a little bit dark in here. Let's see. We're going to just carry that down. Spray a little easy peasy. And then just going in with the Tobacco Road, just a little bit Tobacco Road Voodoo gel stain on my brush. And we're just kind of going back over where we used that patina wax and where we put some of that orange flamingo wax. And then when we're spraying it with the Easy Peasy, it's going to cause it to kind of pull it away and separate. So you're going to get some of that bright green to come back up through, but it's going to be kind of surrounded by the brown. So it's going to look really authentic. Cool, right? I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's do some more across here, since this is a good area for you guys to be able to see. Spray some Easy Peasy on. Get some Voodoo gel stain. And we're just gonna kind of pull some of it up because we want, not that far. Kind of want this to look a little bit more dirty across here. And pull it up a little bit, because it would be weird to have all this grunge on the corners and then this to be all clean in here, right? That doesn't make any sense. Like that. Sorry, I'm a weird person. Like, when I'm actually painting like this, I won't have any music on or anything. I do it in silence. And that's so weird. Doesn't seem very cool, does it? All right, so I'm gonna just mist this with the Easy Peasy again, because sometimes it creates that like cool kind of pull away that I like so much. And I just kind of run my finger real lightly over it and see if it pulls back some spots for me. Yep, like that. I don't know how well you can see them on the camera, but it makes some little holes that just give it the right amount of real. Little bitty holes. There's some holes there, some holes here, some holes here. And it just looks really authentically old. Let's see here. I don't know that I'll make you guys watch me do this whole thing because I'm not very fast, like I said. La 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 la. I'll probably get off here and let you guys go because I'm going to do the same thing to the bottom down here. It's going to get hard to see, I know. But I'm going to pull you off so that you can, I'm going to pull you off and bring you in close, okay? So that hopefully you can see really good, okay? Before I let you guys go. Whoa, I know. Here. All right. So, this color does not look true to color at all. See if I can't get my lighting as good as I can. All right, so you really can't tell that it's mint. It looks blue, but it's very minty in real life. So here's what we did. See these holes? This hole. Why did it just do that? I hope I didn't go away. All right, so see how these has some holes here? That's what happens when you spray that like Easy Peasy spray wax on there. And then you come over here, see some of that holes, see what it does. And then come over here. And see how those bright and the greens, it all just kind of, there's that streaky goodness. So yeah, I'll have pictures of course at the end when I get done with this, but the idea is that it's going to go with the front of this, which has got this super rad yummy dirtiness that's going on over here. And so this is how I'm doing the sides basically to make that all kind of come together. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that and learned something, how to make a super new piece look super old. Thank you guys for the hearts. And have a great, happy Valentine's Day. Enjoyed watching, can't wait to see the piece. Thanks, RL. I will post the finished piece really soon, right here on my page. And you guys, if you want to get these products, I'll post the recipe in here. You can go to my linky poo. I appreciate you guys, and see you guys later. Bye.